Brothers, today I'm breaking down a brand new, hard hitting Korean political thriller that just dropped Tempest. The story opens with an absolute bombshell inside a church. South Korea's most promising presidential candidate, Jang Jun-sil, is delivering his final campaign speech while his wife Moon-Ju sits in the audience below. Suddenly, a protester bursts out of nowhere, pulls out a gun, and with one gunshot, Jang Jun-sil collapses to the ground. Moon-Ju doesn't hesitate for a second. She rushes onto the stage, presses against her husband's wound, and keeps reassuring him that everything's going to be okay. But the assassin clearly isn't done. He walks straight toward her, ready to finish the job. In that critical moment, a mysterious man appears out of nowhere and takes down the assassin in seconds. The timing of this assassination is absolutely no coincidence. Jang Jun-sil, a candidate advocating for peaceful Korean unification, was leading in the polls by a landslide and was guaranteed to win the presidency in just a few months. But at this crucial moment, he gets shot in the head inside a church. Outside the operating room, the doctor regretfully announces that Jang Jun-sil couldn't be saved. Just as the family is drowning in grief, the family lawyer drops a bombshell 2 weeks earlier. Jang Jun-sil had already hired another lawyer to handle his entire estate distribution. 44 billion in cash, 28 billion in real estate, 55 billion in tangible assets. Even overseas assets, everything goes to his wife Moon-Ju. No exception. Grandma can't handle it on the spot, and Uncle Jang Jun-minus and jumps up in protest, claiming both the will and the lawyer are fake. But the lawyer firmly states that all documents are notarized and legally binding. Grandma leads the charge. 3 generations of the Jang family's accumulated wealth from their business empire has overnight fallen into the hands of this woman, who never even gave the family children. What's most intriguing is how Jang Jun-sil could have predicted his own death 2 weeks in advance. Moon-Ju explains that Jang Jun-sil had mentioned wanting to arrange all his assets before taking office. But now those words sound incredibly ominous. Moon-Ju, as a former UN ambassador, is no ordinary person herself. She gave up her career just a month ago to return to Korea for her husband's presidential dream. Right before heading to the church, Jang Jun-sil had given his wife a cross necklace. His expression was strange that day, as if he had something he couldn't say, promising to tell her the whole truth that evening. Now, facing her husband's senseless death, she chooses to donate all the wealth and then uses her status as a widow to run for president herself. Meanwhile, as the Jang family feud rages on, the mysterious man Mark is repairing Moon-Ju's fallen necklace. That's when he gets a call from a former colleague offering him a bodyguard job with excellent pay. The client specifically requested him to protect a Korean politician's widow, none other than Moon-Ju. But the terms are weird. Mark was make Moon-Ju think hiring a bodyguard was her own idea. Can't reveal anything about his employer, and has to gather intelligence on Moon-Ju, who she meets, what she talks about. This mission is full of contradictions. If the employer truly wants to protect Moon-Ju, why hide their identity? If it's malicious surveillance, why send the top-D agent to provide real protection? Meanwhile, Moon-Ju gets the assassin's identity from the police, a retired special forces soldier with paranoia whose home was plastered with photos and materials of Jang Jun-sil, perfectly fitting the psychological profile of a political fanatic. All evidence points to this being a lone-wolf political revenge attack. As for the mysterious Mark, police search everywhere, but can't find him, like he vanished into thin air. So Moon-Ju goes to the church to ask the priest, not knowing Mark is upstairs watching them both. Moon-Ju thought she'd never see Mark again and begins preparing for the election. Through observation, Mark discovers that despite her trauma, Moon-Ju has exceptional emotional control and maintains a normal life rhythm. This psychological resilience isn't something an ordinary diplomat could possess. It's more like someone with professional intelligence training. During a walk one day, Moon-Ju suddenly realizes the figure ahead looks very familiar. It's Mark returning her necklace, but their meeting is being followed. Mark senses danger and immediately takes Moon-Ju to escape, but their pursuers won't give up. Once they reach safety, Moon-Ju finally asks the burning question, why did the assassin say her husband was a spy? Mark's answer confirms her intuition. The assassin definitely wasn't crazy, and there's definitely a mastermind behind this. Because at the scene, Mark discovered that before the assassination, the killer had secretly slipped a business card into the Bible. Mark carefully examined the card and found only a string of numbers in the bottom right corner that looked like a phone number. He tried calling it, but it was disconnected, so he hid nearby to observe, and sure enough, within minutes someone arrived at the scene searching, apparently tracking who had made the call. Mark explains that after investigating, he found an unused number that someone was monitoring for call records, meaning the mastermind behind this has enormous power. They can make numbers disappear and activate any number they want at will. Then Mark pulls up surveillance footage from around the church and discovers that before the attack, the assassin had met with someone. The person in the car was none other than Moon-Ju's brother in law, Jang Jun-san.